Falcon Paladin. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Sir Somicron. Good to be here for another good podcast day. A little bit earlier than usual, but you know, things change and sometimes they stay the same.
More things change, the more they stay the same.
That's what they say.
Sometimes, but sometimes they just
Mm,
change and they're different, and we have to live with both.
We do have to live with sameness and change. How ridiculous is
I
that? That's
I
just
know.
entirely unfair.
So inconsistent, so consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually understood that phrase. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Really?
Like, does it just mean that some things stay the same, some things change? Because that doesn't seem like a very profound statement to me.
Well, it's more like even though things change on the surface, right? Like you have new technologies, the same status quo still exists within society, right? So like
Ah,
even over the last 250 years of technological progression, most wars are fought by the poorest people in the country, you know, and that's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's usually why it
So just
gets Ron Perlman in Fallout, you know.
yeah. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
just no matter what you see change, the base concepts, the base
Uh,
principles of humanity do not change.
right. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that to me.
No worries. Don't know if it's right, just how I've interpreted it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's better than whatever I've come up with. So, yeah. Right on. So, yeah. I mean, speaking of war and stuff, I guess the U.S. has halted
Yeah.
military action with Iran,
Yeah, I saw a
I
little bit of
guess.
this. Neat. Uh,
Yeah, I
from what I
don't.
from what I saw, it was like Trump was like, "We're gonna do a thing," and then he didn't do a thing, and he said by not doing the thing, it was actually a diplomatic move and not just like him backing down from a threat. um,
Right.
that's kind of all I know. But then I was like scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and the next one was like Iran threatened a retaliation, and was responsible for Saturday's assassination attempt on Trump. And I'm like, am I so out
For
of it,
what?
or is the news cycle just like an assassination on a Trump attempt on Trump so mundane in today's politics it doesn't make the news? No, the shot was from a year ago.
Ah, okay. It's like, So speaking of, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right, but it's just because I assume it was getting picked up because it was Iran making a claim again like a year ago about promising in retaliation to kill Trump a year
Yes.
ago, and it's like okay,
Right.
so more things change, the more they say the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's perfect. That's really good. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, ugh,
blah.
it's just I don't know. I think at this point, the best solution, like the only way for the U.S. to save any face and to save American lives, is to just go home and forget about this.
Mm.
It's
Do you
just
think they will?
that I don't know. I really don't. I mean, okay, here's the thing. We're getting into like conspiracy theory stuff here, right?
Sure.
But it kind of seems like Israel really wants Iran removed, right?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reasons they have. Like Iran pretty much wants Israel dead. They've been funding Hamas for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Israel wants Iran dead for similar reasons. They just don't get along whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like Israel has been kind of poking at the American military industrial complex and being like, hey, if we could get these guys to kill Iran for us, that'd be great. Because it's a big country and they have a real military and we could maybe do it, but it'd be really hard. But if we can get the US to do it, then it would help immensely. So they've been poking and poking and poking. Every president's like, no, 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 no. And even Trump during his first term was like, no, 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 right?
Sure. I'll take your
So
word for
my theory is that eventually we got to the point where Trump is really facing down this whole Epstein thing, right? And he realizes that he's in there,
it. Mm-hmm.
and he realizes if this comes to a head, he could get removed from office and actually prosecuted for some of these crimes, and he doesn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, how can we distract the American public? Ooh, okay. The Israelis are always like, let's attack Iran. I guess we could do that. So that's what this is. And I saw this thing. The Epstein subreddit was like, hey, we've seen a 50% decline in visits to this subreddit since the Iran war started.
Mm.
People are talking about it less. People are concerned about it less. People are more worried about this Iran thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it working? Might be. Might totally be working.
Might totally
And
be
that's
working.
why it kind of feels like we don't have any plan to get out of here, right? It's because there wasn't one. Because it was like, yeah, let's kill Iran. And then we hit them and we realized, oh, hold on a second. This is a lot harder than we thought it was.
Right.
We didn't actually look at what this would mean.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see what this would entail. We didn't think about it because it was an attempt to distract the American public.
Right.
And
But
now we're stuck here. And it's like, oh, right. So that would explain why we're here without a plan, I think.
right, but it would also mean it could just as easily wrap up tomorrow as a new distract. Like he now just needs something to distract from this, so we can all forget that we were there, right? Same
Yeah.
concept as like how to get out of the Epstein files. Attack Iran. Have fuel skyrocket because almost everyone uses fuel, or
Yes.
that becomes massive news. Everyone complains, and
Yep.
then you just kind of forget about it, slowly drift away. Mission
Mhm.
success.
Right. I think that's as much of a plan as there is. I think
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Yeah, could be.
Which is it's so stupid. It's all so stupid, Salmagron. It's so stupid.
The more things
I
change.
really hate it. I really hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, not the more. Again, I really do feel like Israel is probably in the ear of every president for the last 40 years being like, hey, help us kill Iran. And every president's like, no. And the only one to actually take serious steps towards doing it is Trump
Mm-hmm.
in his second term, not his first term, his second term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, so this is new. I think this is a new thing. I don't think this is things staying the same.
Well, I mean, war in the Middle East. Nothing else has ever been as normal as that.
Yes. Yes. Conflict in the Middle East between countries in the Middle East and America getting involved has been a thing for a really long time. Certainly the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. People are like, World War III, he's going to institute a draft. And I'm like, he's not that dumb. If he institutes a draft, his own people are going to kick him out of office physically. Like, there's no way. Because again, like for a lot of people, the only way that they're going to actually want to fight against the power is if they are personally affected by what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this whole gas prices going up thing is a problem for Trump, is because his people are being affected by a choice he made.
Mm-hmm.
They're affected at the gas pump.
Yeah.
And if he institutes a draft and it's like, oh, my own son might end up going to Iran and dying, hang on a second. No, right? That's a personally affecting thing.
Yeah, but less people would be at the pump buying fuel, so the price of fuel would go down as well. That's personally affecting. It's a little more callous to be like, let's just kill people, but I think you could. I don't know that he could sell it like that, but I think there's a cause and effect that, you know, if you could stabilize the region, more barrels of oil would come in, and that would probably drop the price faster. But it would be. I agree. I think it would be wild, and people would be like, that's personally affecting. But could you sell it as being less personally affecting to have the price continue to go up, right? Like, we need to do this because how will we afford our way of life?
It'd be years, though. Like, it's not, oh, we instituted a draft. We sent 100,000 young Americans to Iran, and ta-da, we did it. Gas prices are now lower. No, it'd be years and years of slogging around. Gas prices would remain high, and maybe eventually there would be some kind of a conclusion years later, but that doesn't help anybody today. It doesn't help anyone today.
Right, but it's like, do we need to care about helping people today when the plan is to be here for another 8 years? Like, he wants a third term. Wasn't there already a president who was able to, like, go, hey, we were in a war, we can't do an election this year? That would just be awful. Captains in charge in times of war. Kind of a deal. Doesn't that just kind of, like, roll together for things he wants?
Well, no, because again, gas prices would stay high, and Americans are going to Iran against their will. That doesn't solve any problems.
Well,
He's hated by his own base even more.
okay, but can you go to Iran with the troops you have now without instituting a draft? And then just
Oh,
institute a draft later
no.
if you need it? No, you can't.
You cannot possibly conquer Iran with the existing enlistment in the U.S. military. Can't be done.
Can't be done?
Nope.
What makes you say that? I'm no military expert, so.
It's not enough people. We needed help from other countries to take down Iraq, and Iraq is much smaller, had a much smaller military than Iran does.
Well, the United States military has approximately 1.3 million people, active duty personnel, as of late 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right, but you had help there too, right? Like you said, you needed help. You got help. We helped.
Yeah, but every country we've been like, hey, help us with this Iran thing has said, fuck off. So it's not a good start. They might change their minds later, but I don't know. Every country, every ally we've gone to, Britain, no. France, no. Japan, no. Germany, no. They've said no. They see this for what it is. Iran is no threat to America. This is dumb. Why are you doing this? You have no actual reason to do this. Just go home, stupids, has been their response.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see this ending well for Trump at all. I see no way for him to pacify his base. He's backed himself into a corner. And that's it. And there's there's no way it ends well.
Probably not.
That's how I see it.
Well, somebody once said, "May you live in interesting times," and I hate them.
Yeah, no, that's a curse.
Yeah.
That's a Chinese thing. That is a Chinese phrase that is intended as a curse.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and like you don't really understand what kind of a curse it is until you're there. Yeah.
No. I mean, I already knew that. Like, I knew all this.
Right.
I still hate them.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's fair. Entirely fair. All right. Anyway, moving on. What else is going on out there in the world? Did you have more?
In better news, we've discovered a line connecting Venus to the sun, and we've sent a probe on.
The Petrova line. Yeah.
Do we want to talk Project Hail Mary?
Of course we do. That's where I was going to go with this.
Excellent.
Yeah. So good.
So naturally, if you haven't seen the movie, or read the book, I guess, we're going to be doing spoilers for the movie, everyone. Lots of spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. So good stuff. Again, I like this is stuff that I didn't learn until I bought a ticket to the movie, but it is an adaptation of a book called Project Hail Mary, written by Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian.
Yep.
I read The Martian, I watched The Martian, I enjoyed both things, and he's back. He's back in our lives with a new space story. He likes space, apparently.
Yeah.
Project Hail Mary, same guy. So there you go. Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a Andy Weir fan club out there who's like like berating him, being like, "Are these books technically connected?" Because there's nothing stopping them from being. We don't know when Project Hail Mary's set, and it's clearly like space travel is maybe a little more refined than.
I don't think it is.
You think
the only thing that makes the space travel different is they discovered astrophage.
True. Yeah. I don't actually. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think it's probably it could be a prequel. I don't think it is, but it would make more sense as a prequel because there's a moment in the movie, at least, where they're like, "We'll have to make the ship spin to use some of our gravity-based technology because we need a centrifuge." And they are like, that wasn't an issue. That wasn't a big reveal in The Martian, you know, that a ship would be able to spin. It was just like, yeah, they need it to spin so that they can run on their treadmills.
Right. Keep their muscle mass up.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I heard a fun fact about The Martian. Someone on my stream the other day said that they got a free PDF copy of the book because Andy Weir went to like the science subreddit and was like, "Hey guys, I'm writing this book about going to Mars. Can you guys help me deal with the science aspects of it so I don't sound like an idiot?" So we got a ton of help from the subreddit, and then it was like, hey, here's a PDF copy of the book for free. Thanks for helping me. Bam, there it is.
Nice.
So I thought that was nice. I think that was smart,
Yeah.
going to some outside sources for help with something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could contact any university on the planet, and you went to Reddit.
Yeah, right? I don't know.
Just
That's a
saying.
good point. Yeah.
I'm sure he did
And maybe
both,
he
to be
did.
honest.
Maybe he also went to, exactly.
Reddit might have been more of a PR thing to be like, I gave some books out for free for people online, you know? And Reddit's popular and all that. But, cool. Good. Anyway, so.
Very cool.
Plot of the movie. Sun's being eaten by an astrophage.
Yeah. I mean, to go real back to step one, though, we notice our sun is dimming, which is super bad, right?
Did they notice the sun dimming first, or did they notice the betrothal line and then try to work out what it is? Because they have that right at the start. There's a scientist being interviewed on CNN or something, and they're like, we're getting live footage from the probe, and then they see it and they're like, oh, they look like they're eating, or they look like they're moving, like it's maybe alive.
Life.
And so it might be like, I'm sorry, I need to get to the lab right now. That's clearly aliens.
Right.
So I think they noticed the betrothal line first.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm.
Although that implies it takes some time.
Well, yeah. I mean, even after they noticed, they're like, it's going to be 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's noticeable. The sun is noticeably dimmer. But when is the question? But when?
But when?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well.
Anyway, point is, there's this line running from Venus to the sun, and it's made up of this stuff that looks like it's alive. We're like, what is going on?
Right, and it all emits infrared radiation, and that's how they move. They absorb energy from the sun, dimming it, and then they toot to scoot.
They somehow store an enormous amount of energy within their cells, which they can then use to emit from themselves to move fast through space. Yeah. And Earth somehow manages to come up with an intergovernmental, intercontinental organization of top scientists from every country, run by some German lady, to figure out what's going on and save the Earth. And I was like, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like, kind of nice. Everyone figured out how to work together that fast. Yeah. Amazing. Good job, everyone. 10 points.
That was nice. There are.
Yeah.
They do then point out. I'm going to jump around a little bit. That like, oh hey, all the suns in like an area dimming. They all have betrothal lines, so we assume they're all dim. Well, actually, they don't even say we assume they're all dimming. They say they are all dimming. Which I don't know how they notice, because like you can take a picture of a star and be like, okay, it's this bright, and in 30 years it's dimmer. You go, great, I know that. But like by that point, it's already dimmed. And do they then like how the astrophage operate, and like do they move from star to star? How did they get everywhere? Why are there no betrothal lines leading from system to system, just star to nearest planet that they can use to breed?
Right. I don't know. My daughter, who read the book, said it's different in the book, where instead of a whole like area where all the suns are dimming, it's a distinct line.
Oh, that makes
of suns.
That makes way more sense. Why did they change that?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know why they changed that. It doesn't seem like it changes anything in the story. It's like 1 5-second scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says in the book, the astrophage originates from Tau Ceti.
Oh.
Which doesn't have a dim sun, and then starts hitting other systems and other systems and other systems, and then it comes to Earth.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because I was like, how does every solar system within this area have a planet with high CO2 concentration? And it's not. Yeah. They're picking systems because they have a planet with high CO2 in them.
So I still, again, I think there's another plot hole in the movie at the very least. Maybe it's better in the
Mm.
book that Tau Ceti's sun isn't dimming at all, because they go there and Grace is like, okay, we got this Petrova line probe thing that we got to point at the planet and point at the sun, and they collect
Mm-hmm.
the sample and they find out that that's the same amount in each way, right? But it should be more leaving the planet, is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
How is the sun not dimming at all, even if it has some coming and going, right?
Yeah. Maybe it is just incredibly slowly.
Right.
Maybe it is super duper slow.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like they should say that.
Right.
Um.
Agreed. They should have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it would have made more sense.
It comes back to the stakes for me when they going, oh, the sun's gonna dim by a bunch over the next 30 years, enough to drop the planet's average temperatures by like 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, which is enough to like decimate crops in a lot of arable regions, right? And that's a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't explicitly say whether or not it would stop dimming at that point, or is just like, well, if it gets there, it's fucked anyway. We're not even gonna bother talking about it, because I feel like if the sun dims a bit and things go real bad, that's bad. But if it stops there, well, even if the Project Hail Mary fails, life isn't extinct on Earth. You know? Society changes hugely, and we see that at the end because it takes time.
Yep.
But why do they just stop eating from the sun? Like, in theory, if you burn enough of the hydrogen in a sun, well, the plasma, it'll eventually lose enough mass that it expands. Its gravitational field forces it and then it loses and it becomes like a red giant, right? That's vaguely
the supernova, yeah.
Well, a supernova happens like later. It goes through its life stages.
Right.
And so is it like, do they the astrophage making red giants and then leave? Like, okay, we can't eat from this anymore, you know? But why do they not just consume the entire sun in our solar system? You know?
Hmm? Don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. Again, I think this is maybe just like a problem with. I have done a science book, right? A science fiction, but very sciencey. And then if you don't give enough answers to all the science questions, I go, that's a problem. That's a problem for me, because like we came into this under the agreement that you would give me sciencey things to think about, and then I thought sciencey things, and I'm not a scientist. But if this is the first thing I thought of, what was the first thing the Redditors you went and asked thought of? You know?
Yeah, what questions did they have?
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's all.
Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and so
some of the discussion about the book that I've seen online is that the Martian's more science-based,
mm-hmm.
and Project Hail Mary is more relationship-based. It cares more about the relationship between Rocky and Grace than it does about the science.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not that it doesn't care about the science at all. Obviously, it does, but it's not as much of a focus.
Yeah, because it's a duo movie instead of just Mark Watney trapped on a planet.
Yep.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Do you want to talk about Rocky? How do you feel about him calling?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about him calling him Rocky? Because I know how much you hate the Eldar calling us monkey, and like the first thing this guy does is be like, use a racial slur, like as a name.
Nope, it's a bad name. It's a bad name.
I mean, he definitely tries to change it later. Be like, no, I totally named you after the boxing guy, and your girlfriend is Adrian.
Right. No. Yeah, I thought that was bad. I was like, you can come up with something better than that. I mean, it's really, really early.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes with a super obvious one. But I think he should have waited a minute and been like trying to figure out some kind of a name that made more sense.
The name that I would have gone with, because he thinks Rocky does a lot of pointing and tapping, I would have called him Poindexter.
Yeah. I mean, maybe less racist, but also still kind of insulting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But less racist, and that's kind of what we're going for here.
Definitely true. Definitely what we're going for.
Yeah, so Rocky's a great character. I really enjoy Rocky.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Very quickly do they
Yeah.
just like, we can talk to each other. We're gonna like go through a bunch of words, enough to order a restaurant, ask where the library is, and then go through a bunch of voice roles. And we're just gonna move on. That the human and the alien can communicate, and Rocky needs no technology in order to do this. He just learns English at an exceptionally high rate.
Right.
Which,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Right. And apparently in the book, there's not the voice to
Oh, really?
text to voice. It's not the inputting and then outputting as English
Right.
thing going on.
What is
It
it?
just basically ends. What my daughter said it ends up being is that Grace learns how to understand Eldian language,
Okay.
Iridian language,
yeah.
and that Rocky learns how to understand English. So they speak to each other in their own languages, but then understand
Oh, okay.
in the other language.
So it's
and
like
I was like, that
Incre-
I'd never even considered this as an option before.
Really? You never thought that would like
No, because I'm like, if you're speaking to someone who speaks a different language, you both have to speak the same language in order to communicate, but you totally don't.
no. You really I mean, we've seen this play out just on Earth with other nations. People speak other languages and you can just kind of point and say things in your language and they'll pick it up eventually or you'll pick it up eventually. It works like that. And that is how it is at the end of the movie. The problem that I had at the end of the movie where Grace is living on Iridia
Yeah.
and is just like, and now he knows their language, right? I was like, but he's had a communication crutch the entire time.
Right.
That would I just feel like that would stunt his ability to learn their language because he's not listening to the things that Rocky's saying because he's listening for the computer to translate.
Yeah, but he can still hear what Rocky is saying. If you the second time I watched it, I tried to pay attention, and like Rocky is still making Rocky sounds.
But they're very quiet.
They are.
They're very quiet.
But I think just through association of hearing hearing Rocky make a sound and then word, I think that does help associate it. If he couldn't hear Rocky make sounds at all, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like he would definitely pick up on like very common words like yes, no, Petrovaline, astrophage, things that are very repetitive in the conversations they're likely to have. But I just don't think he walks out of that and is like, okay, now I'm qualified to be a teacher on your planet, where you could have 30 different rock little people yelling out answers all at the same time and not need his communicator.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
I do.
Yeah, another thing different in the book about that last part there is that he uses an organ to play out the tones, the simultaneous tones that the Iridian language is for his students when he's on
because
Arid.
they all need to know English and they don't.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's interesting. I'm just wondering if I would have hated the movie more. Well, I think I would have been fine if you just subtitled Rocky.
Like and just allowed him to just speak with the tones the whole time, and that's what's front and center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why they didn't do it, because there is a certain number of people who will not go see a movie if you go, and you have to read a bunch. Like, they just won't go see foreign films. That person does exist. And I guess because we watch anime in the subs. So we're like,
okay with subs.
This is just a Tuesday for us,
Yep, exactly. And there's, that last final scene on Arid, there are subtitles for Rocky.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So they did it a little bit. They could have done it more.
They could have done it entirely.
Yeah. But my daughter loved it. Mm-hmm. My daughter loved Rocky's voice. She loved that he could speak English that way, right? She had a really good time with it. She didn't complain at all.
So the second time I went and saw it, I went and saw it in this Screen X experience with my brother, where I sent you a photo, and then we had the main screen that we're looking at, and then two other screens coming off the side of it, and every now and then, it wasn't for every scene, they would extend the image basically, and so you got
Yep.
really cool shots. I think it's actually a really great way to watch movies. I hope every cinema becomes a Screen X experience. I can see how it might be distracting for some people because it's not like there's never any like action on those. It's just filling out your peripheral, right?
Right.
And my brother and I had basically the same experience, which is we would notice when it ends, but we wouldn't notice when it starts, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so in the middle of that, you're just like experiencing a movie that's got more on it. But
just kind of blends in, yeah.
Despite the movie being kind of mostly empty, a family of like 5 kids, or at least a family with friends, came and sat next to us, and so like their dad was next to me, and then there were 5 children to my left who would be like watching and talking and getting up in the middle of the movie, which was a little distracting. But some of them, I can tell you, the kids loved Rocky. They
100%
vocally said, "I love Rocky," and then another one said, "That is absolute cinema," which, you know, okay, great. Kids are using the memes. I'm not surprised people like Rocky. He's very fun.
Very, very fun. Like, holy cow, very fun. I went into this blind, so the first indication there's aliens is the ship is there when Grace arrives at Tau Ceti. And then there are these robot arms outside the ship that are throwing the canister at him. And I was like, is it a robot? Is it like a completely robotic ship? Are the things robots? So that was kind of fun for a minute there. I thought it was a robot movie.
Okay, yeah.
But then it wasn't. Spoiler alert. No.
Spoilers. He's a rock.
It's very sentient rocks.
Yeah.
I just definitely Rocky got the biggest laughs in the theater when I went. Like the scene where Grace is like, "Yeah, I had a mate, but then she said my head was in the clouds. I didn't want to live in the real world." She's right. She's dating Mark now, and then immediately Rocky goes, "Rocky hate Mark." And everybody was like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Good wingman, Rock.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, bud.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Good friends are going to be good friends. Instantly hate the ex's new boyfriend.
Yeah, but my daughter loves Rocky so much. She's like, I don't care about anything else in the movie. I just want to see Rocky. And so, like, the whole thing leading up to it, right? Rocky's ship sends out the little airlock tunnel, and she's like dancing in her seat. She's like so excited.
I got jump scared.
She loves that dude
so hard the first time.
Yeah.
Because Rocky's a rock and doesn't really see in the way that we do. He doesn't have organic eyes, so he has no lights on his ship for the most part. So it's this big, long, dark tunnel, and there's this scuttling little thing that's just like, rah! And the movie...
Right. He, like, comes up against the glass and goes like, brah. Like, the first, it's like, what is he trying to do?
Yeah, well, I really, on the second watch, I really like the interface wall that Rocky builds the first time, because he doesn't fully suspect, like, he doesn't think, oh, they're gonna see with eyes in a way that we don't. He's like, they probably see like we do. So I can put a solid wall here. I don't need to be able to see through this thing, because they won't need to be able to see through it. And then later he realizes that, oh, he's sticking his head through only the most clear part of the wall. He needs to be able to look through this thing.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was a neat touch of, like, Rocky, an alien, making assumptions about an alien and acting on them, you know?
Yeah, and then adjusting what he's doing based on what he learns that contradicts what he assumed. Right.
Yeah.
And there's that great scene where Rocky throws Grace the canister to his ship. He gets it, and then he's like, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And he's like, I can't open it. What's going on?
This thing says
and then he realizes, and this is xenon, which is a gas. What the hell is going on?
Right.
And then he goes, everything I'm with an alien species, everything I understand is wrong. Everything is backwards. And he looks at the thing and goes,
righty loosey, lefty
lefty,
tight. Yeah.
right. And then it opens the other way, and he's like, ah. But yeah, it's just an excellent example of him having to completely change his assumptions and his frame of mind of how things work from this point on. You cannot assume everything's the same anymore because you're dealing with something that you've never seen before. Yeah,
Real
super good.
Real good. Absolutely love
Yeah.
it. I will say that the rest of the movie, after Rocky moves into the human ship, I feel like Rocky has an entire ship there that could be useful at doing things like collecting samples from the planet with maybe the predators on it. It's like,
yeah, maybe, but I thought about that, but his ship is huge. And like in sci-fi, the bigger a ship is, the harder it is getting that thing into an atmosphere of a planet and getting it out again.
Well,
it's got more mass.
Maybe, but they never discussed that Rocky ship might be more useful here to, like, I don't know, have it further away but tether the human ship and then pull that ship out. Right?
Oh, that would be a good idea. I like that one. Yeah.
You know, there's just it's very quickly written out of the story because it needs to be, you know?
Right.
Especially when you have Rocky who's just like, yeah, I can just make 5 kilometers of chain. Like, that's just out of nowhere. He can just do these things, and that's fine. I have absolutely no problem with him being like, yeah, I can just make a inhabited enclosure just around my body and roll around in your ship. That's no worries.
Right. But hamster ball.
Yeah, or take over half the ship demanding a bed, even though he doesn't sleep on it. Again, great characters. Absolutely love the characters. But the story is very happy to just be like, and then Rocky did a thing, because Rocky can do a thing.
Right.
But at some point, they're just like, well, we can't have this here, otherwise you'd just be able to do a thing. I'm like, but why? But why? It's the same.
So many whys. Yeah. So many whys that don't get answered. Yeah.
And it's because the story needs to happen. You need to have Grace struggle to pilot a ship by himself that's designed for 3, you know?
Or struggle because it's intended to be piloted by a pilot instead of the science officer.
I mean, that's true, but like, if there were just another human there, someone could have been sitting in there, they could have pulled the ship out as he collected it, right?
Right, that would have been nice, for sure. That would have helped
it wasn't
a lot.
hanging on him, making a very long trip along the outside of the hull. Again, they could have anchored the collector somewhere else, I think. Maybe just by the door. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I was like, why does he have to go out there to flip the switch to retract the fishing line?
Rocky did it. He dropped it from inside.
Yeah. And it's just because we needed some danger in our story is why.
Which, fair enough.
Contrived.
Yep.
Definitely.
Still good. Yeah. It's something that bothered me more on the second watch through. But like, if you're just sitting down to watch it and you're only going to watch it once, it's fine. You won't even notice. Probably. Right. I mean, they'll notice now because we told them. But, sorry.
Yep. That's what you get for watching spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just great. Rocky, like, immediately his personality just starts coming through as soon as he has the ability to communicate with Grace. Like, so many funny moments. He just hamster balls his way onto Grace's ship without even like asking permission or like setting it up beforehand. He just like boom, rolling in. He's like, "Ooh, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Ooh, neat, dirty, garbage, gross." Yeah. And then I love the line where he's like, need more space for Rocky, less space for Grace. Like, just we're gonna set up all this stuff for me, and Grace can have a corner if he wants it.
It's great. Rocky,
and then that great scene too, where he's doing the video diary for Earth, and he's like, "I need some space."
Private space.
Rocky can hear, he can everything I say, and Rocky's like, "What's that? Who are you talking to?" He's like, "Oh." And then he goes quieter, and he's like, "Can't still hear me? Can hear? You said can't still hear me." He's making fun of his piloting. He's like, "We got the plan, we got the collector, we got the chain, we're ready to go. Grace piloting skill, still bad."
Which I feel like they could have made the suit and had Rocky just pilot it. Again, the story in that moment revolves Rocky only being able to sit there and do nothing. But we know he has
Right.
flexible exosuit.
Yeah, he could have reached out and grabbed the piloting stick for sure.
Again, I mean, maybe that scene's the most problematic in the movie now that I think about it, because the entire thing hinges that they're falling into the atmosphere and the gravity well of this planet.
Yeah.
And so getting out is hard, but it all comes to a head when they're like, all right, pulling back, activating our jets, we're flying out, and now we're cutting the engines off for a reason. And I feel like that was unclear as to why. It's like, why didn't you just keep going until you were for sure out of the planet's gravity?
Right. I don't know, but it seemed like that was the plan.
Right, but then they cut off the engines, and I'm like, did we do it? We don't know.
Right. I don't know. Maybe the ship would shake itself apart if they kept burning it that hard for that long while in a gravity well of any kind.
I mean, maybe, but
maybe. I did like the part. I only got this on the second attempt, but that leak in the fuel tank. The first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh no, leak in the fuel tank!" But in the second time, I realized they say the astrophage is trying to get to the planet.
Right. Because
it's trying to get to Adrian.
Yeah, he uses the astrophage as migrating because their fuel substance is a third alien species. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh, that's so much cooler than there's a hole in the fuel tank.
Right. Yeah, it is.
The fuel's trying to get out. That's much, much cooler.
Yeah. I really like that as well.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
A
lot of fun. Some beautiful, beautiful space shots as well when they're collecting the astrophage at Adrian. That's a lot of fun.
I love Rocky. He sees through echolocation, so he can't really see the planet. He's just like, yeah, large, medium surface texture planet. Boring.
Then Grace goes, okay, but what if large, medium, rough texture planet was already taken? And you maybe came up with a more personal name to you.
Right. It's great. So many great character moments in this.
So many. I did notice they cheated with the translation to voice concept, though, because if it really was a computer model that was just taking input and outputting English, it wouldn't be able to accommodate for emotion, right? And there's a couple times where the output for Rocky's English voice is emotional in a way that I was like, that's not how that works. It doesn't have the ability to interpret emotional state of the thing.
Yeah,
right?
I feel I would need to go and like watch it with that intent to be like, is the text to speech here actually being emotional, like more emotive? Right? Does the way he say grace change from different scenes? But I would say, as our point of view character is Grace, if he is still listening and understanding Rocky in these moments, we can just confer that he's hearing the stresses in Rocky's voice, and that's you know. Again, another reason they should have just subtitled it. You just put it in italics. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it would have been fine. Yeah. But yeah, people complain about subtitles, so they're dumb and bad.
Yeah. How did you feel about German woman betraying Grace? Or believing in it, depending on your point of view.
You know, that's another thing from the book. My daughter was like, so in the book, the reason they send Grace is because, one, he's been in every meeting and he knows what's happening and he's an astrophage expert. Two, he has a genetic marker that is required to possibly survive the hibernation process to Tau Ceti. Okay. Which is not in the movie. And to the point, the movie specifically has a character say, there's no genetic component to it. It's not like you're born with it.
Yeah, he's referring to Grace being talking about bravery, like being willing to go off and die.
Too.
He's like, yeah, I don't have the bravery gene, and they're like, well, there's no genetic component to bravery. You just need something. My brother interpreted that as all setting up that he was gonna fall in love with the doctor lady, and he was gonna be like, oh, good for you, my love.
That would be interesting.
Because the guy's like, there's no genetic component. You just need to find someone you would sacrifice it for.
Right. And
Yeah.
then, nope,
Then
he
no.
doesn't. So they knock him out and put him on the ship while already in a coma. Oh, so good.
So good. I really like that as
So good.
I kind of
Yeah.
guessed it a little bit earlier when he didn't know where he was when he woke up, and he's like, "Where am I? Oh,
Who am I?
I'm on a ship. Who am I? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. That's fantastic. And yeah, it's just so great too that like it's a Hail Mary. And what ends up working is the guy who doesn't want to be there,
mm-hmm.
who doesn't think he's brave, who doesn't think he's capable,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't have the experience being a captain or a pilot, he's just the scientists.
Yeah,
Saves the goddamn galaxy.
yeah.
Like that's great. That is so good. When he sends that final message back to Earth, he's like, "Well,
Thanks for
at least I don't have to hear you say I told you so."
yeah. I do feel like Grace doesn't age as much as he should have throughout the story.
Correct.
Like it's an 11-year trip, I think they say, just to get to Tau Ceti.
To Tau Ceti. Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Gosling, handsome, beautiful man that he is, does not go from like 35 to 47 or anything, you know?
No, apparently in the book when he gets to Arid at the end, he's like 70 years old. Like he's old.
So there's not even like a conversation of like, do we bother putting you in another coma to go back to Earth? It's like, well, he won't survive the trip probably.
Right. Yeah, I don't think there's any plans for him to go back.
Yeah.
But it does in the book, there is a moment, because it is 30 years later, the light from Sol, from our sun, reaches Arid and it noticeably brightens. So he knows it works in the book. And I don't think we get that moment in the movie.
It brightens? So they were able to restore what had been lost to the sun?
That's what the book does. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's not that there's a finite amount of sun and that they're eating it. But the sun is generating tons and tons of energy and light constantly all the time, right?
But there is a finite amount of sun, and they do say they're eating it. Like the sun is a material thing.
The sun is not a ball of this much energy. The sun is constantly producing energy every second of the day.
Well, okay.
So with the astrophage gone, boom, it's back to what output is getting out what it was before.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. The sun, the sun is a ball of plasma, right? It's mostly hydrogen, and when it burns it off, it loses its ability to have its own gravitational field to keep itself condensed enough to sustain fusion. That's why it expands, because it has less of it. Its mass goes down. When it burns, it loses mass slowly. It like those protons it's shooting out have weight, right? Or do they? I don't know, maybe not. I don't want to make a claim on that because I think I watched a video literally a month ago about how protons don't have weight, but they're still affected by gravity.
Science, sure.
Science, right? But like,
right.
But the sun is it's got a weight and a mass value to it, and it's going down. It's just going down on a time frame that doesn't matter to humans because it'll take millions of years. See? Allbrand, sun will exhaust its hydrogen fuel and expand into a red giant. If the astrophage is eating it, and when they use the term eating, they're taking things away from the sun.
Right, but for now, it's constantly burning hydrogen fuel at a steady rate. The rate is there until the hydrogen is gone, right?
Yeah, but we see that it makes the planet cold, right?
Yep,
You're just saying that
because
like
the astrophage
is taking the light? And then when they're gone,
whatever it's eating,
it stops taking it, and then it's just fine.
Yep.
I don't think that makes sense.
I don't know. That's what the book says. I'm just repeating.
Well, the book's
they
wrong.
fixed it. Is the point?
I don't think that makes sense. I think the ending where it's like, okay, we can save the sun from getting even colder and killing us all is maybe a more of a my ending where the Earth is still like kind of frozen for a long time, you know, potentially forever, but society just lives on and we've stopped total collapse. It's my ending. Just the way I interpret
Yeah,
it.
that sucks. That's not fun.
'Cause
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right. So, and also in the book, it says that Earth is consistently trying things to forestall the freezing of the planet. Like they nuke the polar ice caps to create artificial, to like speed up global warming to like just get more intense. Whatever's going on in there.
Yeah. I got.
Anyway, doing a lot of fun stuff there.
When did this book come out?
Mm.
Because I've heard someone suggest that we do that to Mars to make
To
it
speed up.
to speed up its like atmosphere and absorbing heat or something. Like it would do something because you got to do it at the poles for magnetic reasons or something. But because I have a feeling I might know where he got that idea from, which is Elon Musk said we should do that to Mars to speed up like terraforming on Mars. Like if we nuke it now while nobody's there, that would be really great.
Right.
Except I think
Yeah, I've heard that idea.
I think the science actually doesn't work out. You know, like it doesn't really do anything.
Righto.
I'm a little annoyed. Why doesn't it? No. Okay, great. I'm on the Wikipedia page for the movie because it was the first result, because of course, and I just want to be like looking for the blue word that says book. I don't know, couldn't find it. It was buried. Yeah, came out 5 years ago, May 2021. So I think that was prior to the. Yeah, I think I know where he got that idea.
That would be it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, just more about the relationship stuff. So a couple things that I like about the story is that one, I think the more individuals that are present at the first meeting of two species, the more likely it is to just go horribly wrong. If 10,000 humans meet up with 10,000 Iridians in the middle of space somewhere, I think someone starts shooting and it gets really bad really fast. But the fact that it was one human and one Iridian that met up allowed them to more connect on a, it's just you and it's just me, and it's just easier to connect on a basic level and maybe trust each other more than if there's an army standing at your back. Does that make any sense?
It definitely makes sense that if you're going to write a book, you should definitely do one-on-one, because you get both of those characters having like a desperate need to be with someone, like just to have a friend, someone to talk to. To work this out,
it kind of plays on that, right?
I think in events of actual first contact, I'm not sending a person out on a ship by themselves who don't know how to pilot it to be like, well, you're our ambassador. Make good friends, or you'll die, I guess, and we'll all die. Like, I think that kind of headspace for a first meeting. I don't know. The fact that there was an ancillary goal that they could both share really helps for the story. I don't know that it's actually like you couldn't plan a contact meeting with like less than 15 people or something, right? Like there'll be a number that'll just keep inflating. Well, it's like if you're inviting this person, you need these people, and if these people are there, you know, you need to be able to get them there, and so that means the ship needs to be bigger. And if the ship needs to be bigger, there's going to be more people, you know?
Right.
And so I think...
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I don't think anybody would ever plan for that to be the case. But
Right.
if it does end up being that, I think that's ideal.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I love the idea too that, you know, in this great big galaxy of ours that is so empty and so cold for the most part, that two specific species saw the same problem they were having, came to the same conclusion, sent a ship to the same location, met up, and then a random biochemist and an engineer had to work out how to save the entire galaxy.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know,
they theoretically
I don't know. It's just a nice story.
They theoretically save the entire galaxy. They for sure save their own planets. Whether or not they get around to fixing all the others doesn't. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, ooh, that's a good question. Does it matter to Earth and Arid if the other suns go out
Yeah,
eventually?
of course it does. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like in the timeline of technological progression, we need Dyson spheres eventually, and the less suns we have, the less Dyson spheres we can have.
Well, there you go. So
Right.
it's not too hard, right? We have the ability to do inter-solar system travel at this point. Just
We
send someone,
well,
have them dump the amoeba in the atmosphere of the planet we need to target, and you're done.
you need to be able to breed them there to like for their
Yeah,
specific environments. You also need to be able to send them there in a ship that won't kill 2/3 of the crew. Um,
right.
that's kind of a
Just
problem.
shield against radiation. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the radiation didn't kill the human crew.
No.
We don't.
Oh, right.
Um,
Figure out how to make the survivability rate of
yeah.
interstellar travel better than
Because
one out of three.
how do you like? We just send out suicide missions and be like, well, I hope they fixed it. It's kind of a dodgy plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Hail Mary, right? Like, it
Yeah.
was a
I mean, it makes
decent chance that Grace dies on the way there, too. And then it's like, well, that was a good shot.
Yeah. Fine for a Hail Mary play, but when you're just going out to, like, fix all the other suns, you don't need to do a Hail Mary thing. Like, we can get to that when we can do it safely, I feel like.
Yeah, once we've developed that technology a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds doable. Sounds doable. Anyway, yeah, it's real nice. I like the moment at the end, too, where Rocky's like, well, we figured out a way to get you home.
Mm-hmm.
And Grace is like,
Can
I think about it? And Rocky goes, yes, think long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. I want a sequel. I just want a world where humans realize they're not alone in the galaxy anymore and what that means. Like, what that changes.
Nothing and everything.
Yeah. Because I think it really speeds up our space travel technology because it's like, oh, now we know there's another species to find and interact with and learn from. Rather than maybe there's someone out there, I don't know, we haven't heard any signals, right? That's a whole different mentality.
I suppose, like, knowing that you can sail to the new world means you're more likely to build a boat and go sail there, I suppose.
Yes, exactly. Exactly right.
But we know, like, we knew England, England and everyone else knew that you could grow things in the new world. Like, there were resources that we could definitely go and get, right?
Yep.
If we find out that there are Iridians living on Eri, or Iridia, I don't remember what they called it.
Arid.
That, like, well, they kind of saved the galaxy. How are we funding this? Because we can't do it via resource exploration contracts, you know? We can't go, well, we're going to the New World to collect 250 beaver pelts and bring them back to the New World. So I don't know that it actually does. I think they go, okay, well, we'll have policies for interacting with these people should they ever show up, but just going there beyond, like, a few science missions will not be, like, a regular thing, I think.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I think if doing it for a few science missions, I'd be interested in seeing how that goes for sure.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just good. I just interesting too that the story is that the Iridians basically invented space travel solely to solve the sun problem because they can't see the stars. They use echolocation to see. They're not looking at the night sky like humans are going, what's out there?
Yeah,
and plus, apparently, they've got a really dense atmosphere that's kind of hard to see out anyway. So they had no interest in being interplanetary or traveling at all until they were like, our sun is dimming. Maybe we should do something about that.
How did they know their sun was dimming? Like, it was just getting colder on average way faster than they thought it should?
I think so, yeah. That has to be it.
How is it? By that point, wouldn't it have already begun so much that they're just all going to freeze to death by the time they get back after you send out a ship?
Didn't seem like that happened, did it?
No, it didn't seem like that.
They seem okay.
I see why they cut that angle of like why the Iridians made space travel. I just assumed they had ships, you know.
Right. Nope. That was their first one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Good movie. People should go watch it.
Really good. Made $100 million in the U.S. on the weekend.
Nice. What was its?
That's pretty good.
What was its budget?
Oh yeah. 2, 3.
$3 whole? Wow, they made a ton
It's
of
too
money.
big.
An estimated budget of $200 million.
Yeah. So it's got a long way to go before it's considered profitable, which is why these huge budget movies really suck.
Apparently, it's made 140 globally so far.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Still not profitable, but good.
Nope. Word of mouth, good. We'll see how it does this week too.
Yep.
I mean, I saw it twice, and you saw it twice.
I saw it twice.
So...
I saw it in IMAX and then in Screen X. I paid collectively like $100 to go see this movie twice.
Right.
Yep.
You're doing your part.
And probably twice as much in popcorn.
No, no kidding.
Yeah. So expensive.
So expensive. So stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go see Project Hail Mary. It's awesome. There you go. Allbrand says, I want to watch it. Bingo. That's what we're here for.
Excellent. Go see it. Go see it. Cool. Warhammer? Warhammer. What did we read this week, Falcon?
We read a book that has 3 chapters for some reason, even though it's like 300 pages. It's called The Guns of Tanith.
It actually has more than 3 chapters. Like in the audiobook, it has like 6 chapters. Well, maybe like 7, but like one of them's a prologue, one of them's an epilogue. But it has about 3 chapters. And I noticed while I was listening to it, it has sub-chapters in those chapters that they just didn't break it apart.
Right.
Why?
I don't know, because the other books in this anthology also about the ghosts have regular chapters. I don't know why this one's weird.
Yeah, and so I was looking up the word Laracel, right? Because it's a word, and I was like, is Laracel a real word? I don't know what it is. And there's a Lexicanum page just for Operation Laracel from the book, right? It's longer than the pages for the book, because the book is like a short summary, right? And it's like, okay, great. But Operation Laracel has tons. And it like breaks it down whenever it's like telling you the source. It goes, this is from chapter 1, parts 3 through 6. 1B is through introductory passage. 1C is chapter 1, part 6. Why not have it be Act 1, Chapter 6?
Right. I don't know.
Dan, I know I'm talking to you from 24 years ago, but why did you do this? Why?
I don't know, because again, the other Gaunt's Ghost books he writes are the same, and they're fine, and they're normal. Why is this one so weird?
Dunno. Absolutely no idea.
At all, Dan. He was experimenting. He's like, this didn't work. Going back to normal for the future ones.
For sure.
Totally. Yeah.
So anyway, Guns of the Tanith. Well,
yep.
The Guns of Tanith, not the Guns of the Tanith. It's just Guns of Tanith.
Correct.
I've tripped over thinking that phrase like 3 or 4 times a day while I've been reading this book. I'm gonna go pick up my book, The Guns of the Tanith. Nope, The Guns of Tanith.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So, Fantine is a planet that has been invaded by chaos. It is kind of mountainous. People live on the peaks of some mountains because excessive...
industrialization.
Has poisoned all of the lower atmosphere. So we get a lot of like pilots thinking, well, if I eject, I'm just going to drop down into the poisonous smog and die anyway. I might as well go down in my ship.
Yeah.
It's
good times.
Kind of neat.
This planet sucks. Yeah, it is kind of neat. So Chaos is taking it. There's a Chaos Space Marine who's in charge of the whole thing.
Is he a Chaos Space Marine?
which we don't meet.
No,
There is a Space Marine there, but we don't meet
what,
him.
Okay, so they talk about the Blood Pact, right? And they're being led by a Space Marine. They never say he's on the planet.
Correct. But he exists, by golly. He's there somewhere in the galaxy.
He's somewhere in the Sabbat worlds leading the Blood Pact. This is the first mentions of the Blood Pact, who are a chaos force that are actually disciplined and trained and are kind of a problem to fight because they're just as good as other disciplined and trained forces, like the Guard.
Right. They're not superhuman at all. They're just chaos cultists, but yes, they have discipline. They can fight together. They are harder to break, etc.
Yeah.
They're not just crazed
and
like most other human cultists that you fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like during the first bit, after like the ghosts do a combat drop, they're like, "Oh, the enemy fell back really easily. What's that about?" And it turns out they had rigged the hallways with shield generators to cut people in half.
Right.
Didn't know
super
shields
cool.
could do that.
Super metal. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. So very metal, very cool. Big fan.
Yeah. So this book is just basically, hey, we need to drop some Imperial Guardsmen from planes onto the tops of these spires, which are controlled by the enemy, and infiltrate them and fight from the top and take them in the name of the Emperor.
Yeah, and they're not even like there's some conversation between like some of the commanders where it's like it's not even like a big target that we're focusing on. These are vapor mills. They just need them explicitly for the resources that they can get, for the fuel that they can suck out of these and continue to basically kill the planet.
Even harder.
Right.
Right.
So again, the book has 3 chapters, and I feel like they're pretty accurate in that there's a fight, and then an investigation and a trial, and then another fight. The book's pretty simply structured, and it works. It works real well.
Yeah. I think it works fine. Totally.
Yeah.
I like, there's a quote that I highlighted in here where Gaunt is talking. I think it's actually a chapter header that's just Gaunt saying a thing. And he says, here's my annotations. Says, I don't believe I'd ever found a senior officer who appreciated the ghost's particular skills before. Now I have, and I don't think I'm any happier. Because, in the first fight, Gaunt's ghosts basically win it. The other Imperial regiment that shows up kind of gets their asses handed them because their commander's a moron. And the people in charge are like, oh, Gaunt's ghosts, they get the job done. Let's do it again. Let's tap them in particular to infiltrate the next spire we have to take and send them in on their own. Much of them will die, but whatever. We'll get the job done, right?
There's another chapter quote thing that I really liked, which was, we took the spire not through the sledgehammer of the guard or whatever, but with a surgical strike with the ghosts. If only we had planned it that way. And it's quoted by Tactician by Yoda. I really like that. I like that.
No, and it's great too. It's a really good moment where senior command is like, we didn't really plan for this, but that's just a great idea. We should do this again. It's good because there are other stories in Warhammer where it's like, this didn't go how we planned it. That sucks. Kill everyone involved and let's do it right next time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So Lord General Van Voights is suddenly the new general that we get to meet. We get told in passing that Lugo from the last book got demoted for his cock up on Hagia. So
his attempt to throw Gaunt under the bus, but then Gaunt becomes the hero again because that's what Gaunt does.
This Lord General invites him into this library for a strategy meeting, but all the books had been burnt, so he had shipped his own books.
His own personal library,
to the front of a war zone. And Gaunt's like, what kind of power must a guy have to fast track his books being deployed into a battlefield? And he picks up
serious amounts of power.
He picks up a book and it's priceless, and the Lord General's just like, have it. You like that one? Not only that,
And it's
but
a Ravenor book.
yeah, the spheres of longing.
Yeah.
So he even talks about like back then, as in Ravenor's time,
Right.
they kept some things, talking about how the Imperium has been even more just like it's chaos or whatever, it's alien, just destroy it. But they kept some things, like there's some knowledge that they kept back then, right?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting because I don't think that's the case in Ravenor's time. We've read those books.
We've read a lot of Ravenor. Yeah, we know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I was like, I know that dude. Hey.
Yeah.
Good old Ravenor.
Good old Ravenor. So the fight goes, Golcolia is maybe looking for a reunion round because Val's like, he's taking crazy risks. And he talks to Doc Dorden about it, who Anna Kurth overhears, and whether or not Golcolia is looking for that reunion round to make it easier for his kids to not have to be like, but my dad came back, but I thought my dad was dead, and Catherine was my dad, and like, heartstrings are just being pulled as like Gol makes terrible decisions, but he's doing it for try to keep his kids have some semblance of a normal life.
Yeah, which, good luck, man. They're following around the ghosts in war zones all the time. Like, what are you worried about, man? They're not living on a farm somewhere.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting thing that's happening. But then,
well, I mean, just to get to, are you going to get to the end of how that concludes in this story?
I mean, I think we'll touch on it later. I mean, we can say it now that
I'm just saying it ruins the whole thing.
You reckon it ruins it? That he's like, I will tell them after this fight. Like, I'm not gonna put that on Catherine and Tona, right.
And then he gets shot in the head, conveniently survives, but loses all his memories. Done and dusted. We solved the problem with a bullet. Hooray! So fucking stupid. So stupid. Kill him or have him tell the truth. You can't do that.
Okay, so
you can't do amnesia bullet. That's the dumbest thing.
I probably felt that the first time I read it, right?
Okay, fine.
Just to like appease you, I have to spoil an upcoming book. I feel like you don't care about this spoiler, which is they go to a shrine world or a place that the BD had visited, and there's like some healing waters, and he gets his memory back. Right.
Oh my hell. This is the dumbest thing. This is like B-movie Hollywood stuff.
Right. This is Dan Abnett 24 years ago. It's great. I love it. It's so... Now he has amnesia, but Anna Kurth still has the note, and she doesn't know what to do. So now it's not Golcolia who's conflicted about whether or not to tell Turner and Catherine. It's the Doctor.
No, it's not. Why is she conflicted? What's she gonna do? Colia's your dad. Can he confirm that? No.
Right, but I have a note that's proof.
She's not going to tell anyone. I have a note that's proof. Come on.
She has a doctor's note.
I don't think she's conflicted at all, is all I'm saying. She shouldn't be conflicted at all.
She should absolutely be conflicted.
No. Yeah, why?
Because their kids have their dad right here.
No, their dad is dead. Their dad's memories are gone. That's not their dad. But he doesn't know them at all.
Well, she's brain damaged now, but like we're living in a world where brain surgery is a thing you can do to fix this. You can just give him a cranial implant.
Do they do that?
No,
because the stupid waters have to heal him.
But you could heal in a world where there is surgery in which you could fix a problem. You then have to consider that as a possible fix, right? And like,
right. So but for now, where he doesn't have his memory, there is no conflict. Fix his memory, and oh no, the conflict is back.
Sure, but Anna, as a doctor, is like, well, his memory could also come back at any time. He's brain damaged, but it's people have amnesia sometimes, and it's temporary. What if his memory comes back? Do I hold on to this letter? Do I give it to them now, knowing that they'll be like, oh, well, I'm glad we know and we have like Toner and Catherine might want that information just in general, that the kid's dad, in case they ever need like a liver transplant, they could use one of the kids. Like, right? I feel like the parents might need, like, I feel like this information might be really useful, you know? What if the kids ever decide, hey, Kath, do you have any stories you could tell us about our real parents? And they go, yeah, we actually served with them. You know, we served with your dad.
no,
He was a hero.
I think,
but they don't. If they don't know that Gold Collier is
Yes,
their dad, they
fine.
can't do any of that. I feel like there's
Fine.
lots of reasons.
Telling adoptive mom and dad is fine. Telling kids is the conflict.
Yeah,
That was his conflict the whole time.
That
He
was
just
his-
wasn't like, I don't want to tell Calf. He's like, no, I don't want to tell my kids.
Well, he doesn't want to tell his kids, but he wouldn't have the conversation just with his kids. He wouldn't go up to
Right.
them in the playground and be like, "Hey, kids, I'm your daddy." Like, that's not what he was doing. He would have to have a conversation with Toner and Calf.
Obviously, yes. What's your point?
My point is, your point that the conflict is with the kids, not with telling the parents, is wrong, because he'd have to talk to the parents first, and that's actually where the conflict is.
No, it's not. You're
Yeah, it
being
is.
dumb.
No, I'm
Back
not.
off.
I'm not being dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb, and your face is dumb.
Well, that's true.
Beard looks nice though.
Anyway, it's a very, very stupid storyline with involving memory loss and soap opera type garbage.
I think it's fun. I think there's a great characters in here. Where Goal is conflicted about whether or not he tells the adoptive parents of his kids that he's their father. I like it.
It's great
big
until the end of the book, and then it gets ruined.
Maybe for you, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But what I can say is, this plot thread doesn't end. I guess if that makes it better or worse, that's you know.
I think it makes it worse, honestly.
There's
There's nothing. Okay, the worst thing than the soap opera amnesia has arrived is the amnesia is gone now. So bad.
Wow.
So bad.
Again,
Yeah.
Dan Abnett 24 years ago. Don't know that he writes that exactly the same today.
Probably doesn't.
Probably doesn't. But something that I do love, that I really want to talk about in this series, is these. Like, the first one was written in 1999. The last one came out in 2019 with like an anthology in 2021. So these characters have just been going for like a huge span of time, right?
Right.
Long enough that Dallin and Yonsei, at least Dallin, the oldest of Gold Collier's sons, is actually old enough to become a ghost himself in some of the later books. And so, if we think of, should he tell his kids that he's his dad, or hit the parents, or any of that, if we just make that a thing that was like 20 years in the past of a future book, you then have the option to look at this as like, well, one day their kids is going to serve with their dad, even if that's Calf, even if that's Gold Collier. And so establishing, like, I'm saying the kids do become characters in the story, and so establishing their family dynamic now, even if it's like, oh, amnesia bullets, keep like it's establishing things that Dan does later, and I think that's useful. I think it's good to have them. He needed a story now, and even if that story is amnesia, I like it because it goes somewhere. Is what I'm saying. Like, it's interesting things happen.
The amnesia is not required for the kids to have roles in the story later on.
No, but
Okay.
if I want them to have something in this book now, and the next book, and the book after that, right? If I want there to be a story with these characters, and I want the kids to be talked about for 4 books through, I'm glad there's something. Like, I'm glad they don't just pop out of existence, like, into existence later.
Sure, I can agree with that. That's a better way to do it than just pull them out of the void after 10 years. Yeah.
Right, and especially if, like, out of the void 10 years later, and you go, oh, by the way, there was also some story about maybe this other ghost was their dad. I feel like that would be cheap. Getting everything up to the amnesia is really good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I liked it. I liked it up until the moment he got shot in the head, and I was like, boy, golly, he's dead. Problem solved. And then they're like, actually, it was amnesia bullet. He's fine. He just doesn't remember anything. And I was like, all right, this is bullshit now. It was so good. It was so good. It was. It's like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones season 2 is amazing, and then the ending is shit. and I don't want to watch Game of Thrones season 2 anymore.
What happens at the end of season 2? Who gets
What do you
amnesia?
mean? What? Nobody. No. I'm saying the ending of Game of Thrones is so bad it
Oh,
retroactively
you mean like the
kills how good
season
the
8 is
early
so
stuff
bad?
was.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, kind of disagree.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, that's just because like Dunkin' Egg is really good, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it's
Night
like,
of the Seven Kingdoms.
yeah. So even if like I'm like, oh, it's going somewhere eventually, and like 150 years is really bad, but this is really great, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could watch season 2 of Game of Thrones and be like, man, this is really good.
Wait, are Dunkin' Egg and Kingdom of Night of the Seven Kingdoms the same thing?
Yeah. That's
It's not just called Dunkin' Egg?
no. Sir Duncan is the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah.
Oh. I thought oh, that's funny. I thought there were 2 separate shows they were airing at the same time, and I was like, that's crazy, but they both seem really good.
Oh, Falcon,
That's funny.
buddy,
Okay.
buddy.
Yep. Different. The same thing.
At what age were you hit with an amnesia bullet? Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
At least 10 years ago. I
at
think
least
that's
10.
fair.
Oh, okay. So when we started this show, okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Anyways.
So, that's one of the B plots. The other B plot is Kath is up on murder charges because a
Yes.
woman was found stabbed with a Tanith war knife in her bathtub, and the other regiment's commissars are making like, it's no big deal. It's murder. We employ
We do
killers.
this all the time.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
Tuesday.
This happens. Soldiers go nuts. They kill someone. We hang them. The end. Yeah.
And Hark, who has been recently formally inducted permanently with as the commissariat liaison with the Tanith First and Only, he's kind of washing his hands of it, and Gaunt is like, why didn't you even tell me that Kathleen was up on a murder charge? That's something I should know about. And moves heaven and earth to get Kathleen off the charges because he, is innocent.
Right. Because he looked at Catherine and said, "Did you do it?" And Catherine said, "No." And they're like, "All right, good enough for me."
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Gaunt believes in his men. Like, okay, great.
Right.
I like it. If you weren't compelled by that Gaunt's ability to be a lie detector with his men, maybe he just believes his men would tell him if he did it. And like, he's like, well, we have an honest relationship. They wouldn't lie to me. Then again, this is Kathran. It's not Ron or Fagor or something. It's
Right. Right.
It's Kath.
It's Calf. It is.
Yeah, Kath, who is Dallin's adoptive father. Just to draw this all together, so there's a little bit of Gold Collier in there going to see him in the prison and being like, "Did you do it?" And he's like, "No." Why are you here? You're not even in my squad. Like, you're just another ghost to me. I don't understand, Gol. Yeah.
The twists in this story, Samacron. Good grief.
Yeah. So eventually, Hawk is able to find a witness who saw the killer and is able to confirm that Kath did not kill this lady, and that the child only identified him because Kath was the soldier who returned them to their home after they were freed.
Yep.
Again, this is like this early Dan, but it's Dan learning the ability to pull on people's heartstrings, where this poor woman is just so happy. She's got her kids. She's back at her home. It's all
She's
a mess.
not happy. Her husband's dead. She's very sad. What are you talking about?
Right, but her kids are alive, and she's like, go and put a can of bean-ons. I'm going to get the bath. And her kids want her to have the first bath. Even now, she still has hope, and she's raised her kids to worship the Emperor and be good Imperial citizens. And, that's paying off for her, it seems, right? She's getting a tiny little happy ending here as best she can, even if her husband's died. She has her kids. Isn't this sweet? Isn't this, like, gripping little hooks into your heart, Falcon? And then she goes and takes a bath, and a ghost stabs her a bunch of times, and it's just awful.
And she's super dead, and her kids are orphans now. Welcome to Warhammer. Why did you think you could be happy?
I just wanted a little bit of happy. Yeah.
Right.
So basically, they also find that the original investigation was very sloppy. Gaunt sends in his scouts to be like, go and have another look. And like, we found these defaced Imperial coins. Who's this? Is that Larkin and Bragg talking about how Ku found some defaced Imperial coins? Maybe it was Ku. So Bragg rats Ku out.
Yep.
As having these coins. And so Gaunt is able to swap Kafran for Ku. Basically being like, this suspicion puts him there. It was likely him.
And Ku, being a complete psychopath who stabs people during training for fun, has a lot to do with this.
Yes, he's very easy to write off as a psychopath because he is.
Yes.
But everyone, Ayatani's Weil, who's here, and again, a huge smartass. There's a line in there I wish I had highlighted. I can't remember what it was. It's something about like smoke. Is it him smoking or is it him drinking or something? Ayatani just makes some jokes in this book, and I love him as a character. He's this crotchety old man who makes jokes at other people's expense, even if they're pretty powerful people. Like, go on. I miss being able to highlight things in a Kindle or in a reader.
Yeah.
Or downside of an audiobook.
Without a doubt.
It points out that Gaunt moved heaven and earth to free a Tanith, but will not even attend the hearing or anything for a Vergast, and that is only going to widen the gap between these people, right? The two groups within the regiment.
Right. Even if everybody knows that Ku is a right bastard and Kavith is a good dude, it's still going to create a bigger split between the two sub-regiments.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so Gaunt has to go and try and save Ku, and is able to do so, but he...
By luck. Because the only way he's able to do it is because some Blood Pack guys have been hiding out in the spire, going to where the ghosts have been keeping their dead ghost friends before they bury them, taking their uniforms and their knives and running around and causing havoc.
Yeah. He gets
If that's
lucky.
not happening, Ku's toast.
Probably. But Hawk shows up after Ku gets lashes, like he gets sentenced to lashes for looting. Was Hawk like? There's a bit where like they move the proceeding up 30 minutes, so that's why Hawk is late. But what was Hawk gonna do? Because we find out with a conversation between Hawk and Gaunt that Hawk had the old man who is ex-guard basically lie about seeing the killer's face.
Yep.
To get Kafran off, right?
Yeah.
What was Hawk's play? Because he turns up, in theory, to also maybe defend or to persecute Ku. It's not clear which way he would have gone, because he knows Hawk's a fething maniac. But
I think he was there to help sink Ku if necessary.
But why wouldn't the tribunal just be like, all right, let's go and ask this guy if this guy did it as well? And he would have gone, no, that guy didn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it sounded like the tribunal wasn't interested in really spending any time on this at all. And they've already spent more time than they wanted to. So anytime they could reach some kind of a satisfying conclusion, they're like, all right, that's it. We're done.
Yeah. It's also possible that they went to the old guy and was like, Kafran's a really good soldier. And we have this replacement for him who's a really shitty soldier. Because if you could just help out here, that would be great. And he wouldn't do it for Ku. Maybe. So Ku gets some lashes or some flogging.
Which is not good times, man. It's not getting hung, but it's not fun either.
It's not fun.
No.
And then the investigation's over, and the Gastites see that Gaunt really isn't trying to be biased. He just sometimes accidentally was.
All the time. Yeah. Man, there are so many examples. Like, 2 different people talk to him about this. They're like, look, man, we know you're not doing this on purpose, but you're totally favoring your ghosts all the time, consistently. And he's like, whoa, I'm not trying to. And they're like, look, dude, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing it anyway.
Yeah. It's like both the Tanith and the Vergastites have a hero in the hospital fighting for their lives, but in all your speeches, you're only mentioning the Tanith one. Like, we know
Right.
you're not meaning to, but you're kind of drawing a line between the Tanith and the Vigastites.
Yep. Very clearly.
Yeah.
Very, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
So then we have another fight. A group of the ghosts are all pulled out for specialty details. This is Operation Laracel, where they're going to attempt a stealth infiltration and kill the leader of the Chaos Forces here, Sagatar Slaith, a Chaos Warlord.
Yes.
This is where we get stuff like Cole Collier writing his note, giving it to Anna. It's fine.
The whole plan is like, we're gonna dump you on top of this really heavily guarded and enforced spire. There are thousands of blood pact around. There are slaves. There are freaking cyber dogs everywhere, and there's a warlord.
Good luck.
Go try to take him out. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the plan. I'm so like, holy crap.
I think that's a good reason why that's the plan. And I feel like this Dan Abnett, like a piece of brilliance, which is, in the original fight, they managed to get in and do a bunch of damage and stuff like that, lower the void shields, and Van Voigt is like, wow, that was really great. These people can do anything. Because he never gave them maps, he explicitly said, maps are for command level only, but Gaunt broke that and gave them maps. So Van Voigt is like, you could just deploy these guys anywhere, and they can find their way in and do a thing. It's great. We don't need to give them maps. We don't need to plan.
Right. I get that.
So I think it makes sense that they're like really underprepared for that fight.
I know, but it's still so horrible. It's absolutely insane. And like the way it goes is realistic. Everything goes to shit immediately. Most of them die. And they basically only win because one of them ends up in a position he shouldn't have been in the first place and like suicide bombs the big guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. It's good. As far as fights go, it's fine. Like, I think it's like infiltration and fight. It's really well written. It's pretty short compared to the rest of the book, which helps it. Like, you don't feel bogged down anywhere.
I like the part where there are two separate snipers taking shots at the
and
warlord, and they don't know the other one is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larkin's lining up for a shot, and then the warlord gets hit, and he's like, "What the? That wasn't me."
Yeah, it was Jesse Banda who really wants to make the scouts, and that's another thing, Lily, for the divide between the two people and the ghosts, which is the scouts are like their elite of the elite, the best of the best of the best.
Right.
But no Vigastites have made the grade, and maybe now. Who knows?
I don't think does she ever figure out that Lark's over there? I don't think she even knows there's another sniper. Larkin knows.
I don't think she does.
That's really funny. I like that. It's completely oblivious.
Yeah. And so once they kill Sagatar Slaith, the rest of the invasion is like, okay, we're gonna take these vapor mills by force, right?
Yeah. And the blood pact is kind of falling apart because their big boss is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we end up in more of a regular old stand-up fight where Trooper Fething Kur gets revenge on Bragg,
yeah,
murdering him, and in his final moments admitted that he did in fact murder the woman.
Right?
Yeah. How's that for a twist?
It was good. It was a good twist.
Does that make you hate Ku so much? Because Bragg's a very lovable character. He's a big guy, but he's there for his buddy Larkin all the time. And he's just like a real gentle giant, and he always misses, and people say, try again, Bragg. And his first name is canonically Try, I guess. I don't know if he just never gets given a name, because he dies in, what is this, book 5 of 15, but I guess his name was Try, and so they're just like, oh, try again, you can do it. And he gets stabbed by fucking Kur.
Yeah, who sucks. I mean, and again, If the Imperium had any level of competence whatsoever, they would weed out the utter psychopaths that are more trouble than they're worth. I get it. He's a good soldier. He's really good at shooting and stuff, but man alive, he causes more problems than anything he solves. He should have been hung a long time ago.
Frankly, I'm surprised. I want to know what punishment he got for stabbing Bragg in training. He's like, oh, I thought I had my paint stick out. Sure. And it's like,
sure you did, Koo.
Sure.
Sure, big guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just
the worst.
Just the worst. Just the worst guy. Killing a real nice guy. Big friend of Larkin. And he's like maybe crazy, and he's taking these pills, and he can't take them at the moment because he's got his gas hood on, and all it Bragg was there for him, you know.
He was the whole time.
Yep. Now he's gone.
Like honestly, the fact that he turned his back on Koo at all.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He probably thought like we're in a war zone. Koo's not going to do anything here.
Yeah, Koo's not a raging maniac.
Right. Well,
so he's going to be logical about this. He'll take his revenge at a time that makes sense, that I think it makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean that is probably what he's thinking. But also,
yeah, I know.
If you're in a foxhole and you shoot the man next to you, that's one less person shooting at the enemy trying to throw grenades into your foxhole. It's a really dumb way to do it.
Right. It is. But Koo is a maniac. He's a crazy person.
He's a crazy
He murdered a civilian within spitting distance of his regiment. Like,
yeah.
He's not careful. Koo is not careful. He's not a smart sociopath.
But Koo's also a pretty unreliable narrator. What if he didn't kill the woman and he was just saying that to Bragg to...
That would be a psychopath thing to do. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Koo doesn't seem like the kind of guy to leave any money lying around in a crime scene. What I want to know is, what is he going to do with the faced money? It's like, you can't spend it anywhere. It's defaced.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Looking at it makes you sick. Like, you can't just, like, give this to a random shopkeep. Right?
Right. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe he's playing, like, they say it's gold, so maybe his plan was just to melt it into, like, a small bar and be like, look, I found some gold.
I guess. Maybe you melt it down eventually. Try.
You try.
Yeah. You try. Yeah, that was great. I thought that was funny for sure. Okay, can we talk, just the last thing. So Korbeck is the dude who's on death's door.
And so is Agan Sorik.
So they're both basically dying.
Yeah.
They're not sure if they're going to pull through.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, Sorik goes nuts and starts like talking about how demon rats are chewing on Korbeck and he's got to fight them off.
Uh-huh.
And he has these future visions that are all true about what the state is of different people in the regiment, whether they're dead, whether they're alive, whether they're in pain.
And he's talking about how his mama was a witch, but not a psychic, just a witch who had visions of the future.
Didn't get picked up by the black ships at all. No siree. Yeah. And I was the seventh son of the seventh son, and so I should have the vision, but I never did. Now it totally does.
And there's demons trying to eat Korbeck's blood, and then they do a talk screen, and there are demons. He caught up a secondary infection eating his blood while he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he got blood poisoning, and he's saved because of that extra, extra inspection.
Yep. Yeah. So what did you want to say about that? Anything in particular about how he went crazy and why didn't they just shoot him on sight for being a psycho?
Pretty much. Also, I don't think we need it. We don't need it in the story. We don't need a random regimenter who can see the future. Like, save that for the psycho books.
Okay.
That's all.
Fair enough.
If there's more of this guy, I'm not looking forward to it, is what I'm saying.
I'm
sure there is.
Oh, there definitely is. Yeah, but I just feel like a person can wake up from a dream and feel that they need to do something, right? Like I've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
Where I actually had it for the first time, almost like sleep paralysis demon. Yeah, where I was I had just YouTube on while I sleep. I woke up in the middle of the day, and it was H Bomber Guy talking about Pathologic, his review on that game.
Yeah.
And in that, he talks about some like weird demon stuff. And so I woke up thinking there were demons, and I couldn't move, but I felt like they were like crawling on me, and I couldn't do anything. But I've definitely
Yeah.
had times where I've woken up and so like I've just had it in my head that I need to get off the bed, and I've just rolled straight onto like my shoes on the floor or whatever. I'm going, ow! Why the fuck did I do that?
Right.
So I think it is within maybe just like the upper bounds of like what's believable that Sarek wakes up from like a heavily medicated dream being like, I need to defend this guy. And that's what he does.
Right.
He talks some crazy stuff about how his mum was a witch, but not really a psychic, just like a local witch. He uses the term like the Drukari do. They're not psychers. They just it's a local shaman who did like folk reading or something, right?
It's totally not the warp. Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
And that they just go, okay, the meds are talking. He had some bad dreams. It happened to be helpful this time, but let's just get him back to bed. That's believable enough for me. If just on the very edge. I feel like you could have cut his like, McCall's still alive. Yeah, he didn't need to make enough predictions about like everyone.
Right.
But yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, there will be more about this guy. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's not something that you set up and then just abandon for the rest of the 10 books you have in this world.
Right. How did you feel about Bree Jagdeer, the flight commander who wants to kill herself because the Blood Pact don't take prisoners? And yeah, the trooper's like, no, yeah, I'm not gonna let you kill yourself. Help us figure out how to turn this machine off. And like, they're not tech priests, so they don't know how to turn this machine off. And he like crushes the cyanide capsules or whatever. And then another guy walks in and goes, oh, it's that unmarked lever over there. And he flips it and it's immediately flipped. Bree Jagdeer is the flight commander who like flew them in. And on the second mission, when she has like a busted up arm, she's like, yeah, I can fly a marauder one-handed, not like a lightning.
Right.
She is the spin-off character for the Double Eagle book.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you didn't like her, maybe we don't read that book.
I think she was fine.
She's fine.
Didn't have a problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Important thing there. He's like, no, we're not going to take these pills and kill ourselves before the end. But I'll kill you once it reaches that point. Sure. I won't let you get captured.
There's a moment where she's like, oh, you're going to do me, are you? I'm like, oh, a little bit of romance between these two.
A little bit of dark romance. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
She says that's not very like that. Oh, I thought gallantry was dead or something, right?
Right.
She has that line, but the audiobook pronounces it gallant. I'm like, oh, that's not very gallant of you. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Who's reading this book?
Who doesn't know what words are? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. So that's
and that again, that's a great moment too there where they're like, we can't turn it off. If we do something wrong, we'll blow up the whole spire and everybody will die.
Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do? And then this guy's like, oh, I know how this works. Flips a switch. Done.
Yeah. It's like you don't grow up in an ore smeltery hive without learning a thing or two about generators.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh. No.
Oh.
Well, that was great.
Great.
Yeah. Very funny.
And then she ends up with one of the Laracel teams, and she's like, you should just leave me here. I'll tell them I killed these people, and you guys will be hidden. And he's like, I said, no, you're coming. And it's like, you'll give up, you'll break. I'm not leaving you, like, because I care. I'm leaving you because I'm not going to leave you because you'll break instantly. Like, it's not even close.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's a thing.
Sad.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say. There's 2 fights, some investigation, a lot of like social dynamics within the Gaunt's ghosts.
Yep.
It's good. Gaunt gets like offered a promotion to Lieutenant General, and it's just like, look, we'll drum you out of the commissariat. You'll just be just in the Mastra Militarum, and you'll be a Lieutenant General. Subjected to me, like, do you want that? And he's like, wow, that's like I just skipped 10 steps, But I like where I am.
Yes.
He wants to be in control of fighting troops. He doesn't want to be like a dude who can take up residence in a giant house, ship his books, and not actually see any fighting with his men.
Yeah, and he says specifically it kind of makes you more callous to the
Mm-hmm.
deaths of the people that you are commanding.
Yeah.
Because he's like, even this guy, even this general guy who's, he offered me one of his books. He seems like a okay guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's even callous about the deaths that he's ordering. He's
Yeah.
not close enough to it to even understand it
Mm-hmm.
on the level that I do, and I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
It's good.
And I just appreciate too in these books that we're willing to invest time into characters that die.
Yeah. It's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's very like because with the Operation Laracel, there are a number of Fantine people who come, right? Like Private Lex Cardinale, who was introduced in this book, right? And dies. So there are a couple of people, but it's like at the end of when he dies, or we're told at the end that he didn't survive, and Agan Sarek is like making something about like he saved the cardinal or whatever, and like, oh well, someone went with them called Cardinale. It's like it's fine, but the moment where you go, oh, they all believe that maybe McCull is dead, or maybe that entire team is dead. And each of the teams had people that we've known for a couple books, like Rilke, like the sniper.
Right.
And like, even if we haven't got a lot of time with them, we did have a lot of time with Bragg. And the books, Dan Abnett is totally willing to kill them. So,
right.
Yeah. Which I'd like to say that stops because I really like some of these characters, but nope, some of the characters I really like die. Bragg's one of them, but more happen. They just keep dropping Falcon.
They do.
Just keep dropping like flies.
Yeah, and I think Milo has the thought that's like, how long will it be before the last ghost is dead?
Yeah.
And yeah, the regiment still exists, but there are no men from Tanith anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Sad to think about.
Need to get to breeding.
Yeah.
Have some little half Tanith, half Vegastite people. I like Ron. He's constantly still thinking that like all the women are going to get him killed, and he's like,
right,
well, maybe it's me,
Maybe this is a me problem. Oh, very funny.
Yeah.
Good old Ron, little self introspection. He's figuring some stuff out.
Yeah. Oh, there's a moment where like Gaunt goes and finds a bar because Colin Corbeck would go and drink after like they liberate a place. And he's having a chat with Smile and Ron, and Ron's like, I didn't sign up to the guard to be praised by all the common people, and Gaunt's just like, so why did you? Why did you sign up? and it takes Ron a minute. He stops and he goes, he thinks for a second, like, do I actually talk to Gaunt about like why I signed up with the guard? And he just comes back with a "Feth you."
Yep.
Like,
and they're like, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron's a fun character. He's a right bastard, but he's a fun character.
He's a right bastard. I want to just read all these books again right now, all of them. There's an upcoming book where there's like a scheme that Ron maybe has done to do a little bit of fraud, make a little coin on the side, and he has to have like a very frank conversation with Gaunt where it's like, we thought about it, but we decided not to do it because it's over the line.
Okay.
There's like real growth in their like their friendship or lack thereof.
Yeah, totally. That's great.
Where, yeah, it's great. It's great. I'm so excited for you to read these characters. They're some of my favorites.
Awesome. Very good.
Which next book, Straight Silver, possibly a good contender for the book we just read in terms of title.
Yeah,
where
right.
This book's the entire investigation kind of hinges that the bad guy had a straight silver dagger.
Right.
The next book is called Straight Silver.
Hey, way to get things confused. Book titles, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember reading this book and I didn't hate it, but I hated being in it, you know? Like, there's nothing fun about this book. It's just hell. It's just
Mm-hmm.
Warhammer Hell.
War is hell.
War is
It's
hell.
Warhammer.
It's Warhammer
Yeah.
Hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Really tough moments for sure.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right. We wrap it up.
Yeah, you've got to get out of here soon, I imagine.
Yeah, I gotta take a kid to an orchestra rehearsal. Woohoo.
Hell yeah.
Super fun. All right, good. So that is going to be it from us today. This has been Falcon Paladin Somicron with yet another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour here at twitch.tv/Somicron. Be here or be square. You can ask us questions. We'll talk to you. You can sub here. You can gift subs. You can throw bits at Somicron too. The VODs also go to youtube.com/@Somicron, which is maybe where you're watching this. And they do show up at Falcon Paladin's YouTube channel too, which is kind of interesting and nice. You can support the channel by going to patreon.com/Somicron, buying merch at falconpaladin.store, and the aforementioned ways. So thanks for being here. We'll catch you next week with more of the same. And until then,